Good evening and welcome to Across the Pitch. We're the soccer show for people who think Sunderland is the actor who played Jack Bauer on 24.
Yes. I think they've both got IDMB listings now, don't they?
That's a throwback one, man. When did 24 go off the air?
2012-ish? Or...
man.
around the last time Man United won the league.
Last time a London club won a European Cup?
Oh, be nice, will you? On tonight's very special 25th silver anniversary show, we don't really have anything special going on at all. We talk about football, we talk about tumbleweeds, those follow Phil's jokes. We listen to a fired-up Phil faff about and sink the fangs into a flurry of fun things. Sorry, I ran out of alliterations there. And we also go on a linguistics tour of England. And also, lads, hey, I'm broke, so can I get a loan? But first...
Make sure you head on over to Twitter and follow us at Across Pitch. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Across the Pitch.
Thank you for joining us here on Across the Pitch. And as always, my name is Phil Kennedy, and I'm here with my co-hosts,
Arran and
Matt Robards.
We have a cracking good episode for you here tonight. We introduced a new segment that we will tell you about later. Also did just want to give a quick mention to a new project that we're part of as part of the show. It's called Pundits with Pints.
Yes.
You can find the first episode, which were recorded last Saturday, March 30th, at pundinswithpints.com. Go ahead and give it a listen. With this project, we've actually joined up with 3 other Phoenix soccer podcasts, those being the PRFC Fan Show, Rising as One Pod, and AZ Soccer Radio. Their shows are all fantastic and worth checking out, especially if you're a Phoenix Rising fan, as they are very Phoenix-centric shows. The Pundits with Pints, which we'll be recording once a month, is more of an all-topic roundtable. We do cover the Phoenix Rising, but then we also go out to other areas in association football, so give that a listen in between episodes, and you can follow that on Twitter at PunditsPints or on Facebook at facebook.com/PunditsWithPints and get updates when new episodes of that come out.
I just think it is worth a listen. We had great fun last weekend. I really enjoyed my time out there, meeting a bunch of other local fan-based media groups out there. It was a bit riotous at times. It was all a bit of a rabble. But I tell you what, these guys really know their stuff. Gee, they're passionate about the Phoenix Rising football in general. Knowledgeable. And I tell you what, they liked us too. So that was cool.
An especially big shout out to Kevin from the PRFC Fan Show for putting it all together and providing the equipment and doing the editing on the show. So thanks, Kevin, for putting that all together for us.
I just want to throw out there, too, no matter if you're listening to this show, no matter who you support, go out and support supporter media.
Yes.
Because, honestly, I think it's top notch. Being a supporter of Chelsea Football Club, I actually enjoy the supporter driven media more than, whatever ESPN or Sky Sports or, any of those other outlets chooses to write. So whatever club you support, find their supporter media and go out there, support them, download the podcast, interact with them, because it is the best way, I think, to interact with those clubs.
And if you're an Arsenal fan, go watch Arsenal Fan TV. No, they're not called that anymore. It's AFTV. I guess now
we'll have to center out where you said Arsenal Fan TV, or we're going to get cut off for saying that.
I know. It's oh man, okay. And this is probably why you probably get away with a bit more being a supporter. I don't think Arsenal Fan TV has actually been as much fun. Sorry. AFTV has been as much fun this year because, Arsenal's actually sort of turned it on a little bit. It was much more fun when Arsenal was having a shit show over time.
Well, I don't ever think it's fun when Arsenal's having a shit show, but that actually is a pretty good segue into our first topic here. I think that we should mention that we're just going to kind of run through all of the action
Hmm.
in all of the leagues today. And with the international break over, there has been plenty
Thank
of it.
God.
They've played Premier League games every day since Saturday. Some teams have actually played twice since Saturday. One of those was, of course, Arsenal, who handled Newcastle pretty easily on
Yep.
Monday.
Yep.
I think that the big news is the opening of the Great Toilet Bowl has
Mm.
finally occurred.
It has. The first flush has finally happened, and on first blush, I have to say, it's a pretty impressive ground, this one. I mean, it is probably the best in Europe, best in the world, dare I say. Just a shame about the team that actually resides in that bowl. But, I watched that game today and was super impressed. I'm not going to lie. That southern stand that they have there at the new Tottenham Stadium, that's imposing. So I'd hate to be playing in front of that. I'd hate to be actually sitting in it or anywhere near that vicinity.
Not only that, but when you go into the bathroom stalls and open up the door, they have a stadium inside.
Nice one.
So, what impressed you the most about the stadium? That southern stand?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a huge bank. I think they said there's some like 18,000 people, standing mostly in that section there. And it's like the Cop, but I think they said it's twice the size. So the Cop is Liverpool supporters' end, and it's very famous for being very raucous. This is, I think they said the bank, like the actual angle of that stand, was the maximum it could be. So you're peering down on the pitch, and I think that angle was like 34 degrees or something like that. So you are literally on top of the players down there.
Interesting.
If there was a criticism about the Emirates, it was that everyone's sort of a little bit more laid back. You've got your leg room, you've got your leather seats. It's all very nice, but it's not very convivial to like a solid atmosphere where you're going to intimidate the opposition players.
Is it very similar to like the yellow wall in Dortmund?
Sure.
I think it's worth mentioning that the leather seats at the Emirates are by French car manufacturer Citroën. Give us a call.
I don't think I want them to give us a call. I prefer my cars to actually run. Anyway. The game itself was rather lackluster. I was having great hopes that Crystal Palace, who, as we've said on the show before, are an okay team that seem to underperform. I had great hopes that they might actually ruin the party there. It didn't happen up until the 55th minute, and then Heung-min Son scored the first goal for Tottenham. So well done, mate. We've spoken about him before. He's a Korean gun, and well-deserved goal as well, I'd have to say. Oh, God, it pains me to say it, though.
I really didn't see the Spurs losing that first game, and that's why I'm glad that it kept getting pushed back, and Arsenal did end up playing that first game, because there's just some situations where home field advantage is more than home field advantage. And the first game at any new stadium, I don't know what the all-time statistics on this are, but I'd have to imagine that the teams pretty frequently win that first game when they open up a new grounds.
It's fairly rare in English football to open up new grounds, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you have renovations as you have done there at Stamford Bridge in Chelsea.
I'm not just talking about English. I'm talking about in general, or not even just soccer, but across sports in general. I would bet that somewhere there must be some stat on. Right, I guess you could just do the research and look up the first game at 100 different stadiums and get a sample size or something if you wanted to figure that out.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I told you math isn't my strong point. You're right, Phil. It was a game that they probably weren't going to lose. Although I will say, for the first 20 minutes or so, this was just not much of a game. And even the commentators were saying on there that it seemed like it was one of those big cup finals, where everyone's just like a little bit too cautious. They don't want to make the first mistake, and it's kind of had that feeling about it today. It was really interesting.
Well, yeah, because everybody's out there, and they either want to be the guy that gets their name as being the guy that
Oh,
scored the first goal, or doesn't want to be the guy that has their name as being the guy that got beat for it. That type of
right.
thing. Because
Right, exactly. And I can tell you what, Harry Kane, he was itching to have his name on that score sheet, man. Not to be. Sorry, mate. Oh,
Yeah,
boo-hoo.
I would say a player that's actually more vital to their success at least got on the score sheet, and Christian Eriksen.
Oh, yeah. I suppose. I don't know. I feel he's a little bit overrated.
the Spurs, you've got Kane, you've got Son, you've got Eriksson. I'd have a hard time saying that any one of those guys they're all just so critical. You take away any of those three guys and they're a different team. Even Ali a bit, but I'd say he's a four.
Well, I think while we're talking about Premier League, maybe we should talk about this nice little race we got going for the title.
What a race. Just what a race.
So you watched the Chelsea game today, right, Matt?
Yeah, I watched Chelsea today. Good game. Probably we fielded our strongest lineup, which was good.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi getting a start.
If we don't start Odoi and Loftus-Cheek from here on out, there's something wrong with Maurizio Sarri. And if he wants to save his job, he should start those two.
Wasn't it your fans, your colleagues there in blue saying Sarri ball sucks or something to that effect the other day?
Yeah, it was on Sunday against Cardiff.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first time we've heard those chants, though. But no, I mean, back to kind of the title race, the top four, I was texting with you guys earlier and I said, I can't remember a race like this in recent memory.
No, I don't think I've ever seen them.
Last year, City ran away with it. Even top four was kind of figured out well before the season was over. But I mean, this is coming down to the wire here.
It is. And you know what the remarkable thing about this is? And we posted this on our Facebook page, facebook.com/across the pitch. The league lead has changed 24 times this year.
Right.
24 times. And most likely will change for a 25th time before our show comes out because Liverpool plays on Friday. That's incredible. Having said that, though, Man City, and yes, it is against the relegation-threatened Cardiff. God, they look frightening. Kevin De Bruyne was on form. That young guy, Phil Foden, he's a gun. I don't know why they're not playing him. Yes, I do, because they're hoarding players. Screw you, Man City. That comes into another conversation we'll be having later.
Yeah, that guy's the next big thing.
He is. So, and Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek and this Phil Foden, they're the backbone of like the next generation of the English team. It's good times.
Don't forget about Emile Smith-Rowe. He's over in RB Leipzig right now. And I've been watching the lineup, and his hip injury must still be giving him problems because I really haven't seen him. I know that he had been training, but I haven't seen him make any appearances in Germany yet.
He's hip to be square. Oh. You can get that out. So going back, we digress a little bit there, but Matt, I felt like you had something more to say about the title race.
Oh, yeah, man. I just think, this is exciting. I don't like Man City. I don't like Liverpool, but this beats last year by far.
Yeah.
And even like you were talking about, you got Friday, we'll probably see that jump again. Liverpool jumping above City. If they happen to win at Southampton away, which isn't, if we're being honest, Southampton away is not an easy game.
Mm.
Southampton can show up if they want to show up. And then,
the
City doesn't play again until the 14th of April, and they play Palace away. And again, Palace is one of those teams at home that, they can do anything.
They beat City at City earlier this year.
Right. I mean, it's crazy, man. We could go either way with this. And then Sunday, the 14th, also, Liverpool plays Chelsea.
Yeah.
And so that's where, Slippy G, the whole Slippy G song came up the last time Liverpool was in this position.
Yes, that's right. Oh, man.
Chelsea could kill this off again. I mean, it's exciting to see this year.
It really is. We love it coming down to the last, don't we? Oh.
Do you guys remember, I can't remember the year it was, but it was the first year City won the Premier League title.
11,
and it was the last kick of the game.
Yes.
Sergio Aguero breaks free. I mean, we could be heading for another one of those finishes this year.
Think so.
It's just exciting to see. Exciting stuff.
Amazing. I really hope it does come down to that. I mean, that's probably not going to happen again, to be fair. I mean, that was extra time of the Premier League season. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Well, United were kind of celebrating.
They were, yeah.
You know, because City was losing to QPR at the time.
That's right.
And then they broke free and scored 2 in the last couple minutes of the game. And boom, City's, that trophy's now leaving United's hands and ending up there with City. So
over the UAE.
It's exciting, man.
Making that train ride from Old Trafford to the Etihad.
Right. And now not only that, but we have a heated race for top 4.
Yes, we do. This is chopping and changing by the day. Arsenal were up into 3rd. Now they're down into 4th. Man U was up into 3rd. Now they're down into 5th. How's Chelsea, mate?
So we got Tottenham in 3rd on 64 points.
Right.
Arsenal in 4th on 63, Chelsea in 5th on 63, and United in 6th at 61. I mean, this is especially with what happened to United this past week.
Yes. Oh, didn't we enjoy that too? Against the team that we've been raving about.
Speaking of all these games that we've been watching, how are you guys doing with your 100-game challenge so far?
I have 4.
I'm at 4. I'm also at 4.
I'm going to have to record a hell of a lot of games here, Phil.
ESPN Plus has those unlimited replays. What are you on, Matt?
You know what, man? I don't even know.
Oh, boo. You're not playing, are you, man?
I have not been keeping track at all. But it's been exciting, man. Especially like we said with Wolves defeating United at home, and it's crazy, man. This is a race, and this is why we love football.
Oh, it absolutely is. And during the week there was the race to the bottom as well. So Huddersfield were relegated over the last weekend. Fulham were relegated yesterday, and that was just a long goodbye for Fulham. They were always going to go down.
And we do have to make a quick mention that this also means the now second time in his career that our friend Callum Chambers has been relegated, as he was also relegated with Middlesbrough. Sorry, Callum.
Well, yeah, cool. That's a good breeding ground.
Come back to Arsenal, and you maybe you won't get relegated.
Right, let's not do that.
Well, Arsenal doesn't have a Callum on the roster other than him, so I mean they need to bring him back.
Yeah, okay. There is only one relegation spot left, and I mean there are probably 4 teams left in that relegation spot. Realistically, 2. I'm going to put it out there. There are 2 teams that look absolutely relegation bound, and it's going to be duked out between the 2 of them as to who it is. One of them is Burnley, who are on a horrible streak. They've won 1 out of their last 5. Cardiff City is the other one. 1 out of the last 5 wins as well. Did we mention a Michael Bolton?
Yes, this is the Michael Bolton Derby.
Yes.
When is that coming up, Aaron?
That is actually coming up in 2 weekends' time.
The 13th.
It is Saturday the 13th, so it's Monday after Friday the 13th. That's a proper relegation 6-pointer there. I reckon by this time there's probably going to be 1 point separating these 2 teams, and whoever wins that will survive. That's
right now, Cardiff is 5 back of Burnley with 6 games left to play. I would say that Cardiff needs to come away with 3 points in that game, particularly being a minus 33 on goal differential versus Burnley's minus 22. That's a must-win game for Cardiff. If they don't win that game, they'll be in the championship next year. And I'll be singing Michael Bolton.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what's going on, and if you haven't listened to some of our earlier episodes, basically I have said that Cardiff will go down. Now, if Cardiff stays up, I have to sing a Michael Bolton song. If any other team goes down, and I feel like this is a bit rigged, this bet, by the way, Phil. If any other team goes down, Phil will be singing.
If Cardiff goes down, I'll be singing.
Oh, right, I got that round the wrong way. Oh, man, talk about rigging my own bloody...
I made the bold statement that I thought Cardiff was going to stay up, and I might be regretting that.
Yep, I think you will be.
Well, I think we'll know by the 17th of April. Cardiff's got Burnley away and then Brighton away.
Yes.
2 games in a row, and if they lose both those games, they'll be relegated. I'm going to make a bold prediction, though.
Go for it, Matt.
Go for it.
Neither Burnley nor Cardiff will be relegated.
Ooh.
Brighton will be relegated.
They haven't looked great, have they? They started off full of pep and vigor, but now they're kind of...
Yeah. So that's my bold prediction. I think Brighton is going to start falling these last couple games, and we're going to see them relegated from the Premier League with Fulham and Huddersfield.
How's your singing voice, mate? Would you like to have a 3-way in here?
I didn't say I was going to wager anything. I just said it was a bold prediction.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Brighton, Southampton, and Burnley all on 33 points. So realistically,
Right.
any of those 3 teams has as good a chance of going down as the other. Now, I will say Brighton and Southampton both have a game in hand on Burnley.
Right.
Also, Burnley has the worst goal differential of the 3, so Burnley is definitely at a disadvantage. That being said, Southampton plays Liverpool this week, while Brighton and Burnley both have Bournemouth up as their next opponent.
Bournemouth are free and clear, I would say, at this stage.
The next thing that we had here to talk about was a bit of a recap on some of the lower leagues, and we started with the Premier League, so I think that we should just kind of run down the list and talk about the Championship next, and I know that there was a big matchup that you were looking to talk about, Matt, and that was with Derby County.
Derby County.
It's actually not bad, mate. Hey, I'll give you a thumbs up for that.
Thank you.
That was part 1 of our linguistic tour of the English counties.
They're going to be taking on Brentford this week, and that is a game that will be played in Derbyshire.
Again, 100 over here, mate. Good stuff. You got 2 thumbs up for me.
What are you looking to see out of this game here, Matt?
Go Bees.
For me, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Derby County. Frank Lampard, Super Frank, is the coach over there. Mason Mount and Fico Tamore is on loan. But this is a big game for them. I mean, Brentford's not really that out of it right now. They're at 50 points. They're only 9 points off the play-in rounds. And so this is a big game for them. And Derby's kind of right there hanging around with Villa and Bristol City at 60 to 59 points. And so I think this is a huge game. Away at Brentford, Derby needs to come out and make a statement. This could be the big push to get up into those playoff spots for promotion.
Quite a run Villa's been on, too, to get back up there. They were down in 10th not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, they have the best form. Them and Norwich City have the best form right now. They've each won 5 games in a row.
And how good is Middlesbrough's latest run? None in 5. It probably goes back further than that. They're actually having an absolute shocker on the run in.
Middlesbrough is dropping fast.
Ever since they lost to Newport County in the FA Cup, they've really been struggling.
Right.
That's right. That probably took and Brentford as well. Brentford took a chunk out of them. It's not been happy times for those on Teesside. Is it Teesside? I should probably know that.
I'm gonna probably speak for all of us, and if I'm wrong, speak up. But I think we would all agree that Norwich is probably getting that automatic promotion.
Oh yeah.
Norwich is
They've just been looking great.
Yep, agreed. And they'll be
what
back
are they
down
on
next year.
A 30 goal differential. I mean, they're just looking good. So out of those, let's say 2 through 7 right now. So we got Leeds United in 2nd, Sheffield United in 3rd. West Brom in 4th, Bristol City in 5th, Aston Villa in 6th, and Derby County in 7th. Who are the other 2 clubs you guys see going up?
I still see, Norwich is going up. Leeds, I still see going up. I think they've been a solid squad. They've had a bit of an issue since that whole Spygate thing came out we spoke about, where they were spying on other teams. Seems like they've got that spying regime back into order and they're back into winning form. So I think they're going up. Sorry, mate, I'm not going to go with Derby. I think Aston Villa is coming on form at the right time, and I reckon they're going to sneak sneak that last promotion place.
I'm going to agree
Right
with
on.
you on Villa because their form, they're playing, like you said, they're playing as good as any team this side of Norwich in the league right now. And then the other pick that I'm going to go with is Sheffield United. I
The
think from what
Blades.
I've seen of them, they've been a little bit stronger than Leeds in the games that I've seen them play. Billy Sharp is having a great season.
He's looking sharp for the Blades. Oh.
They also have gained the support of WWE legend Mick Foley after Billy Sharp did a goal celebration where he pulled out a socko and kind of honored Mick Foley, and now they've kind of formed a friendship, and Mick has traveled over to see them play and think that it's become a bit of a good luck charm for them. Out of their last 5 games, they've only had 1 loss.
I'm sorry, Phil. Matt, did you catch any of that? I'm going to have to get you to rewind that there, Phil, because what?
You know who Mick Foley is, right? Mankind.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know back in the WWE, he used to have the sock that he pulled out and did his like claw thing, and you're familiar with that?
Not at all. But I'm the foreigner of the crew, so that's okay. I'm sure our listeners will probably get that one.
Billy Sharp apparently was a big fan of his, and after a goal celebration, he pulled out a sock and imitated I believe it's called the mandible claw, is what it's called. And so then after all of that happened, there's been kind of a friendship between Billy Sharp and Mick Foley that's emerged, and he's traveled over to the team. So I'm going to say that's Sheffield's good luck charm that's going to
Bit of
get
bro
him into
love.
the Premier League.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
That's so nice. Oh, I only know about the claw from that Jim Carrey movie. Sorry.
So I'm gonna go a little bit different.
Right,
here.
sorry, mate. Yes, I forgot we were talking
I'm gonna
about
say Norwich definitely gets that automatic promotion in first. I think Sheffield United will get the second place
that.
spot
Wow. Okay.
based on goal difference.
Mm.
So I think Leeds and Sheffield could finish the season on the same number of points, but we'll see a bigger goal difference for Sheffield United.
Right.
Just to be different, I'm gonna say
Derby
County
County, you fucking
sneaks in
wanker.
at
You're
6.
always going to say that.
and they get the promotion spot.
You and your Frank Lampard love, mate. It's going to bring you down. I'm sorry.
When you've seen him lift as many trophies as I've seen him lift,
God.
I mean, it's just you can't help but love the guy.
I think one thing to definitely look at is that on the schedule that's remaining, Sheffield United has some pretty weak teams that they're finishing with. Their last 2 matches are a home match with Ipswich, which we all know how poorly they've already been relegated.
Going down.
And then their final game of the season is at Stoke City, who has not done very well this year either. So Sheffield is looking to finish pretty strong in those last 2 games. They do have a couple of tough ones left. They still have to play Birmingham and Notts Forest, but overall they're not playing Norwich, they're not playing Leeds, they're not playing Aston Villa, they're not playing Derby. So the top teams are not left on their schedule, but some of the bottom teams are.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of the bottom, how bad do you have to be playing for QPR? Because they lost during the week or over the weekend to, strike-bound, moribund Bolton.
Oh.
They lost 2-1 to Bolton. Come on. Bolton have no chance of staying up. They're a club, as we spoke of last week, in massive financial turmoil. They've gone. Ipswich is gone. Who else has gone for your money there? We've probably got to pick maybe 4, I'm going to say. We've got Rotherham. Millwall will probably stay up because that's their home there in the Championship.
Millwall is another team that's also on Sheffield's schedule. So, Sheffield has a lot of easy points out there. So I definitely think that they're going to get that second automatic promotion spot.
Well, potentially, but, teams like Millwall will throw up a couple of speed bumps, if you will, because Trust me, that they will scrap for their championship survival.
Leeds does finish at Ipswich, so they also have an easy final game. However, before that, they play Aston Villa and Brentford. They also have a game coming up with Sheffield Wednesday, who's been playing well recently. So overall, I definitely think that Leeds has a tougher schedule.
I think the bottom three we have right now in the championship are the bottom three we'll have at the end of the season.
Probably right.
I think Rotherham, Bolton, and Ipswich Town are going
I'd tell you what, other financial stricken club, Birmingham, they are sinking like a stone as well. They've lost none in their... They've won none in their last 5. In fact, they've lost the last 5. They're absolutely atrocious right now. I don't know. I hate to see them go down, but the way they're performing right at this point in time, don't see them staying up. Rotherham, you're probably right. I mean, Rotherham, come on.
Birmingham, they're the team that had the 9-point deduction, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yep.
So they're sitting on 41 right now, but I mean, this is a team that without that deduction, they'd be mid-table.
You're quite right. They're still a club in strife, though.
Oh, yeah.
So as it stands...
I mean, they have a +3 goal differential on the year, so I mean...
Yeah. And that's remarkable. Have a look at the teams around them. QPR has shipped 15 more goals than they've scored. So is Reading, for that matter. Yeah, it's quite a blip sitting there in 18th place.
They should be, without that 9, they'd be tied with Brentford and Swansea. They'd still be in the race for the playoffs. They'd only be 10 back of Villa. I mean,
50, yeah. Regardless, that's another club in turmoil.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's too early. We're talking about this. We're talking about this later in the show. But I have a theory about teams like Birmingham, like Ipswich, like Bolton, and why they're doing so badly. But we'll talk about that one later after we do our wrap-up of the leagues, hey?